Double-crossed wires. I finished looking into the emergency signal from the Vault 63 organic sector. I was able to help Hilda with her experiment and returned to the atrium to inform Oberlin of the situation. He mentioned having another job for me. I'd better go and see what he needs. So, just a little fill-in, in case it's not obvious. I'm on a different character. I played through this entire quest, and it didn't record. I don't know why. So, I had to play through all the other stuff with a totally different person. So that's why I will have a different weapon. Well, not really different weapon. It's the same flamer, but it'll shoot pink balls this time. Yeah, I gotta replay through the whole thing. Oh, she doesn't have auto hack. Oh no. That means I have to actually. Oh, what was that? I have not been working on her build at all. I've just been making sure she can use a heavy weapon, a heavy gun. I took something off of her and I don't know what it was. This. This. Do you have enough for this? You do. There we go. Sure. That's all I care about. So... Oh, talk to Oberlin. I thought I already did, and I just started walking away.
If you're ready, I'd like to brief you on a highly classified matter.
I'm ready. What's my next assignment?
To be frank, you are among the few here that I believe I can share this information with. Though I suppose that's not saying much. I have not been entirely honest about my role here. Not to you, nor other members of the Vault, Hugo included. I am Lieutenant Colonel James T. Oberlin, United States Army. Actively, not formally. I remain in contact with him to this day.
I'm gonna still answer the same things I answered before, because those are the choices I made. Hate to break it to you, but I don't think there's much of a U.S. Army left out there.
I suspect that's for good reason. There's much about how we operate that civilians aren't privy to. And like I said, for good reason.
Okay, go on.
Originally, I was to oversee a government-funded weather research project. One that was shut down and then ultimately scooped up by Mr. Stoltz. While I was never exactly an expert on the subject, Mr. Stoltz found my experience with the project important for the transition. That project led to the development of this very Vault's weather machine, and ultimately our current predicament. I have remained in contact with my associates in the Army ever since, reporting the good and the bad.
Alright, and he is talking about, I don't know if it was called Project Atlas, but the stuff that was going on at the Atlas Observatory, if you've played through the game before Fort Atlas was created. I think some of the notes still exist, and maybe some of the terminal stuff still exists when you're doing the Steel Rain quest. But yeah, before they added in Through the Brotherhood over there was this whole story of what was going on at the Atlas Observatory. So, where do I come in?
Not long ago, I dispatched a member of my team to pass along my findings to a drop site I've been using over the years. Unfortunately, he has failed to return, and I fear the worst. Daniel is a good man. It's important we bring him home, if still possible. There's also the matter of the report, and whether or not it had been passed along, or potentially fallen into the wrong hands.
Daniel is another member of the military?
No, Daniel is part of the security crew hired by Mr. Stoltz, but he is still a member of my team. While I wasn't able to select my team personally, I have come to trust each and every one of them. It pains me not knowing Daniel's condition.
What's in these reports?
Information on the weather machine, the storm, the Lost, and Mr. Stoltz's recent activities. If things continue to accelerate as they are, I may end up requesting additional support. It's imperative they be made aware of what's happening.
Okay, I'll go to the drop and look for Daniel.
Thank you. The drop is located at High Knob Tower along the western perimeter of the park. We haven't had trouble with that location so far, but there is a chance the Lost have overrun it. Or potentially some other party, drawn in by the allure of the storm. Either way, you're going in blind. Be prepared for the worst. Please, head to the drop site at High Knob Tower out west. Look for Daniel, and any signs of the report. I'm counting on you. Please, head to the drop site at High Knob Tower out west. Look for Daniel, and any signs of the report.
Alright. Let's get going. The other unfortunate thing is, I got a random encounter, a new one that was just added with this, that now my whole reaction to it is gone. Because that didn't record. It was... Well, maybe I'll see it again. If I see it again, I'll explain what happened. But... Hi. Bye. Or I guess I could still explain what it was. So there's this new NPC, I guess, called the Electrician, and he was fighting a bunch of blood eagles. And the thing that got me was that he I helped him kill them, and then I went to talk to them, and as soon as I went to talk to them, he was struck by lightning and vanished. Kind of like, is there? Kind of like when you talk to, the Smiling Man, and then he'll just vanish. I tried to talk to the dude, and then he just dipped. Well, he was hit by lightning, and then he's just... Either he got cremated, or he somehow teleported away. Hi. And there's another mole rat chasing me. There's still so much of this place I need to explore. There's a gigantic roar. I did get roared at while I was on my way to the watchtower, and then I turned around and it was just a, I'm really wasting this ammo on these little things. And it was just a mega sloth. So there's a random encounter hotspot up here. Oh, it's him! There he is! The Electrician. Maybe it's not a random encounter, because it... No, it is, because this is a hotspot. I've already determined that. Okay, and then I kill them all, and then I go over to him. Hi. And the first time that happened to me, I was just like, what the fuck? Because I didn't know it was going to happen. But, yeah, there you go. The electrician. Hello. See you. Popping up the ground. And in case it's not obvious, it's Blood Eagles. They are the people who have come here. Why were you not burning? Should have been burning. Should all be burning. Nope, didn't want that. Okay. Oh, someone already opened this. Well, the key to open this, if you don't have level 2 lockpicking, is right here, underneath the flower pot. If you've gone to Helvetia, you will know that they like to put keys under flower pots. They don't hide keys a lot in this game. I think there's only 3. It's here. Helvetia and Horizon's Rest are the only locations I've been to where they've actually taken the time to hide a key from you. But, chef's memo. The crew killed a ghoul up in the tower, and they're gonna use bits of him for decoration and see... and where was I? And see if I'm gonna see if I can take what's left. Don't think I've had ghoul before. Wonder if it tastes dry aged. Okay. And then right over here, someone did come in here and looted all their food. Stock list. Stock list. I also keep forgetting I can do this. I think this is more beneficial for other people, so I'll do this. 2 rad stag meat, 3 mole rat feet, 10 potato crisps, 30 canned dog food, 3 psycho reserved, 2 day tripper reserved. Listen up, thieving assholes. Whoever stole that mole rat foot is gonna pay. Bring it back now, or when I find you, I'll saw your foot off and feed it to the crew instead. Sound good? Sound good. There's a safe back here. Get some more fuel on. Recipe. There's like a lot of recipes here. I think there's 3. If I can remember where the other 2 were. A lot of stuff just dropped all over the place. I think there was one that was supposed to be over here. Those are children's skulls. Right? Because those are too small to be the size of normal skulls. So those have to be children's skulls. Also, the first time I came here, they had a caged bear, a Yaoguai, and it got out and they were fighting it. But I'm guessing the other player that came here killed the Yaoguai. Okay. Let's follow this blood trail upstairs first, because we got some stuff to read. Oh, yeah, the survey. We get Research Site, Saxon, Radian Camp, Grindstone Arch, Hawksbill Weather Station, the Research Site, Rhineland, Big Meadows Gas Well, Naked Creek, Old Crimera Mines, Cremora. I think there's only 8 that you get. Yeah, that was it. So you have a terminal and then a note. And I tried to read these, you can't. They're just set decoration. Leader's Journal. Day 1, new land. I can't believe we've never tried to come down here before. There's a lookout on a hill that would make a great base. Loads of space to take over. Day 2, new prey. Scout saw a guy just waltzing into our tower like he owned the place. Maybe he does, but not for long. Ha! If it's just the one guy, I might give him a fighting chance. Give him some time to hide before I send my guys down to take over. And day 3, dead meat. We found that sucker up in the tower. The guys caught him off guard, recording something, and gave him a few new holes. Before I got there, we might not have got much entertainment from him, but we could have got some info. He was a ghoul, but had a Vault 63 jumpsuit. Never seen that before. We could have got him to tell us what was in there. Just in case, I listened to his holotape. I don't know who this Oberlin guy was, or he was leaving the message for is, but sounds like he's being really screwed over. And then we got Shenandoah, I still don't know how to pronounce this. Shenandoah Park Services, High Knob Lookout Terminal, Incident Report number 80. On June 17th, 2042, Order of Events. The prior, flooding forecasted across various parts of the park. 8 a.m. Precautions starting to be made at the official park buildings, sandbags, etc., etc. 8:25. Elderly residents urged to call in and request assistance from rangers to prepare for the weather. 9:13. Torrential downpour begins. 9:35. 6 inches of floodwater. 10:35. 10 inches of floodwater. All day, emergency services dispatched across the region to help. Report. 35 residents and 3 rangers injured during the flooding. Rangers are now helping deal with the aftermath of the floods, assisting residents in gaining access / returning to their homes. The visitor center is currently closed to be offered as an accommodation for residents who cannot return home. August 17th, 2070, Incident Report 194. The Order of Events. 6:54 a.m. Dead body discovered in dilapidated house off Jameson Street. 6:59. Majority of rangers dispatched to cordon off large area surrounding the crime scene. 7:35 a.m. All nearby trails cordoned off and public informed of investigation. All day. Large number of rangers required to stay on scene to ensure nobody crosses cordon. Report. Reduced number of rangers to staff fire towers. At least 1 ranger still assigned to each station. Rangers were told to direct press to the visitor center for a speech from the chief. March 5th, 2075. Incident Report 206. Order of Events. 5:53. Fire noticed roughly 2 kilometers north of tower. He's a commie. We don't use kilometers in America. 5:55. Authorities notified. 5:56. Rangers dispatched from tower with light fire fighting equipment. 556. Group of Rangers sent to intercept authorities and guide them to the fire. 614. Rangers arrived at scene. 625. Authorities arrived at scene alongside guide Rangers. 701. Fire fully extinguished. Report. Lit campfire at the scene. Nobody there to be found. Area has been cordoned off for the time being. 21-minute response time for Rangers. 32-minute response time for the authorities. I'm going to go ahead and get a drink of water. Okay. Let's follow the blood trail. Oh, I haven't been reading the things. I always forget to read these. High Knob Lookout is overrun with blood eagles. I should head in and drive them out while searching for any sign of Daniel. Oberlin didn't want his report to fall into the wrong hands, so I should also keep an eye out for it just in case Daniel lost it.
There ain't nothing good out here. Nothing nowhere. It's all shit.
So this first door is a bathroom with a blood eagle in it. OD'd on rum and Kim's. Is that a second toilet?
I hate my thoughts. I hate my thoughts. I hate my thoughts.
Ooh, are they all sleeping?
Huh?
Oh, this time they have a dog. They didn't have a dog last time. But they do have a doghouse. That's the boss right there. Hi.
My favorite arm!
That's his favorite arm, dude. I did kill the leader. While looking for Daniel, I found the Blood Eagle leader in the High Knob Lookout basement. I have a feeling if I take out the leader, the rest will scatter. Okay. They won't, because we're in a downstairs area, so how are they going to scatter? Oh, you mother... They had two dogs down here. The music stopped, so I thought I was good to loot. But of course not. They have this safe here. They're using lockpicks, a hammer, a wrench, and a grenade to try to open it. This is their doghouse that I saw. And this requires a key, so you can't stealth in, go in there, and leave. You have to kill the boss no matter what. Because on the boss is the basement key. Right here, oh, it's glitching through. There it goes. Is a note. New decoration. New decoration parts in the cage. Need to make something with him soon before the body starts to reek. More. At least ghouls can't rot more than they already are. Can they? There he is. There's good old Daniel Smith. So let's listen to his holotape.
Chief. Hynop's been compromised. A group of outsiders rolled in, heavily armed, started setting up camp. Only a matter of time until they find me up here. Pretty sure this is it for me. But, listen, Chief. I gotta come clean. I want to go to my grave with a clean conscience. This whole thing, the reports, the army, it's a sham, boss. Every single file has gone straight to Mr. Stoltz. We're his men first, Chief. Not yours. Not really. There's no military contact. Just Hugo. Those of us in the know have been heading out here to play the part. Make you think it's real. But this ain't a drop site. It's a smoke break spot. I'm sorry you gotta find out like this, Chief. You're one of the good ones. Don't trust anyone down there. We're all just his puppets. Oh, shit! I'm sorry.
Yep, so Hugo's been lying to Oberlin this entire time. Now we can go ahead and grab Oberlin's report. Oberlin's report. Stolz seems to be done biding his time. The organic sector chief has invited an outsider into the vault, a dweller from 76 no less. The overseer has put them to work for us. I had the dweller run some errands of my own in an attempt to judge their character and maybe glean some insight into what Stolz is planning. They proved to be adequate and could potentially prove to be trusted with more secure matters. Still awaiting further reports. So my issue with this is that Daniel was gone by the time we got there. So the entire time you're meeting Oberlin, he's talking about how Daniel's gone and he's worried about Daniel. How could he have had us run errands and then write this report and then give it to Daniel when Daniel was already gone? It made no sense to me. I'm sure that there's probably some kind of weird loophole that'll make it make sense. But yeah, it just didn't work out in my mind. Stolz has been pushing others toward more definite answers surrounding the nature of the Lost. He's also been looking to run tests with new configurations for the weather machine. My assumption is that he plans to make a move soon, one that could endanger us all. I may need backup. I'm officially requesting military presence in Shenandoah. And then page 3, the lab is located below the old Hawksbill weather station. Come prepared for the worst. Godspeed, Lieutenant Colonel James Oberlin. I've done all I can here. Daniel is dead. I found Oberlin's report and a holotape containing Daniel's confession. Turns out Oberlin was never in contact with the military. It was Hugo deceiving him all along. Should I report back to Oberlin or question Hugo? Oh, if you leave here and you don't fast travel, the enemies will respawn, so you'll have to re-kill them again. So I'm just going to fast travel. But just figured I'd give you guys that little heads up. Let's go talk to Hugo.
I could use some help over here. You seem perturbed, my friend. Has your work with Chief Oberlin been that taxing?
You've been playing Oberlin for the fool.
How crude. Come now, my friend. What is this all about?
Got the crap. I know about these fake army reports. His men work for you.
Of course his men work for me. You all work for me, my friend. Allow me to explain. James T. Oberlin is a workhorse. Powerful, focused, efficient. But someone like him needs order. Blinders and a carrot, if you will. With too much freedom of thought, people like him are lost. James came to me as a part of a package. I bought a box of cereal, and he was the delightful toy at the bottom. Now he was a highly decorated, highly skilled prize, but still a part of a larger whole. The best thing for someone like him is a simple purpose. He plays this role because he needs to believe it's true. A smarter man would see through this facade immediately. But not Oberlin. Oh no.
This is twisted, Hugo. It's cruel.
A crueler thing would be shattering the only thing that's kept the man sane for the past 2 decades. I do this for him, you know.
Well, this is disgusting. I'm gonna tell Oberlin.
I would strongly advise against that course of action. I must warn you, disrupting such a delicate balance as the human psyche is a dangerous thing. You don't know what will push someone over the edge. But I will not stand in your way. Just choose your words carefully.
All right. Thanks,
I could
Hugo.
use some help over here.
I know, Hugo.
Seeing someone do so much good around here. It's refreshing.
You should have arrived a few years back. The old vault sure was something.
Why would he do that?
So this is gonna end this quest, but then he's gonna do a lot of. I'm gonna do a lot of lore dump, I guess. I'm gonna talk to him, and he's gonna give me a lot of stuff. So if you've already been to Fort Atlas, this can basically just be the end for you.
Some information on the rest of it. You're back, and without Daniel. What was the situation?
Daniel's dead, but he left a confession. The reports went straight to Hugo.
You're serious? And you have proof? Are you sure? Look at me. Are you sure?
I'm sorry, Oberlin. It's the truth. Here's the holotape.
After all this time, it takes someone from outside this vault to finally tell me the goddamn truth. Thank you, my friend. This... ugh, it's very upsetting. I'm glad I have you to rely on. I'm gonna kill that. No, not yet. Not now. I can't give him the opportunity to turn this around on me. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. I need time to make sense of this. It's best that Hugo remain unaware that I've been shown the truth. Not until I'm ready to act. I will allow him to think he retains control. You've earned a reward for your effort and honesty. I will let you know if and when I decide to act on this revelation. For now, I wait. Be careful with who you place your trust in down here. It's a viper's den. Dismissed. It's good to have someone reliable to count on again. Maybe now we can start fixing things around here.
That ends double-crossed wires. I'm gonna mute them up. You actually get a pretty decent legendary item. I don't use chems. Well, my other character doesn't use chems. This character's a raider. So, Shattered Grounds increases damage per addiction, plus 50%, plus exploding damage, plus 90 weight. But it has a unique skin, which you never really get in these games. So, let's get into some background. I thought I'd like your thoughts on some things.
Oh?
I'd like to know more about Vault 63.
What did you want to know? Who do you want to know about?
What can you tell me about yourself?
Me? I'm nothing special. Spent some time in the military, then found myself with a gig here as chief of security. Then the bombs came and, well, here we are.
What can you tell me about Hugo?
He's a businessman with a lot of connections and a lot more ambition. So far, he's the only one to come back relatively unscathed from the accident. Static disposition aside, there's something off about him lately. I just haven't been able to figure out what.
What can you tell me about the Dwellers?
Before the bombs, we were a collection of the best researchers, security officers, and construction personnel one could imagine. We're now a fraction of that. A mixture of the best and brightest, being asked to do more than their fair share to survive.
It's refreshing.
Nope, that's enough about that.
What do you need?
What can you tell me about the Vault?
As I understand it, our vault's makeup is atypical from your standard operation, largely due to Mr. Stoltz's ambitious approach of its construction. Intending to begin its research even before the bombs fell, residents, scientists, and engineers began moving into the region, even as construction was underway. Mr. Stoltz's intention was for the construction team to onboard as maintenance and security once the project had been completed. This would allow for full operations even during peace times. But, well, construction fell behind as the scope of the vault ever increased. You've perhaps heard the specifics before, but we wound up vulnerable to drafts of fallout when the bombs did finally fall.
Alright, that's enough on that.
What do you need?
Let's talk about something else.
All right, then.
Animals up there.
Can you clarify some things for me about what happened in Organics?
What did you want to know?
What can you tell me about Hilda?
I'll put it this way. She's a lot smarter than she acts. She's unpredictable, difficult to follow in conversation, but ultimately reliable. She gets results. I'm sure if you want to ask her, she'll tell you. She's friendly enough. I was surprised she was related to Hugo.
Who was August Stolz?
Hugo's brother. Seemed like a decent man, but looks can be deceiving. He was well respected in his field. Biologist, I think. He butted heads with Hugo a few times, but mostly went along with Hugo's decisions.
Been a long time since we
What do you think of Hilda's experiment?
around here.
At this point, I think it's worth a shot. I've warned her to be more careful going forward, though. Can't take unnecessary risks when there's so few of us left.
Let's talk about something else.
All right, then.
You mentioned your military background.
What did you want to know?
I have some questions about you.
Nothing too personal, I hope.
Well, I've been to Fort Atlas.
Fort Atlas? Not the Atlas Observatory?
Do you know about the Brotherhood of Steel?
I can't say that I do, but I imagine you're about to tell me.
It's a group in power armor. They took over the place and named it Fort Atlas.
I told you the military always has a contingency plan. Unless they aren't military.
We felt
I
the
better be
whole
cautious
world
before
shaking
making
a while
contact.
back.
It's
Security
impossible
said
to
it
know
was
who they
nothing
are,
serious.
or how much has changed. It's worth investigating. Could even be worth establishing contact.
I wouldn't recommend it, even though I chose Romani. Not on this character, actually. I don't think I've done it with this character. I don't think Romani's cool with ghouls yet. What exactly did you do on the Atlas project?
I took over the role of Chief Army Scientific Advisor from Major Bentley, when he was deemed unfit for the role. Through my management, the program got back on schedule, and we started to see results. Not that it mattered in the end.
I mean, if you say so.
I know so. The U.S. Armed Forces are a well-oiled machine.
Why were you assigned here?
You should have
Observation, mostly. I was trusted with everyone's safety. Being security chief meant I had access to everything. I had ears everywhere, from maintenance to top brass. I was to report everything to my superiors at the Capitol. That was the order, anyway.
You know the Army isn't really around anymore, right?
The U.S. Armed Forces always have contingencies planned. We're prepared for all eventualities. Even if not everyone were able to make it, there were plans in place to get personnel of every level to a safe location. They'll be finalizing preparations for operations to regroup and rebuild across the country.
Yeah, but both military group things wouldn't want him because he's a ghoul, so kind of feel bad. What orders have you received recently?
My last orders were to continue sending reports on progress of the projects here, and report any suspicious behavior from anyone. It was before the recent chaos.
He felt the whole vault shaking a while back. Security
Well,
said
do you enjoy life here?
While it's not the life I envisioned for myself, it's been surprisingly pleasant for the most part. Present conditions aside, it's only really been the last decade or so when things have really begun to fall apart.
Alright, well that's all of that for now.
Anything else?
Let's talk about something else.
Alright then.
That's it. I thought there was a little more on the Atlas project. Oh, okay, there is more. How are you holding up?
About as well as can be expected. I just need to prepare for what may come next. Seems Hilda is working on something that she'll need my help with. A plan to help restore some sanity to the lost.
it's a shame we don't have the workforce as
What do you think your overseer wants me to do?
Best to ask him that yourself. I'm his chief of security, not his secretary. What did you want? Nothing.
Well, I found some people going through your records at Fort Atlas.
Fort Atlas? No.
Okay, this just is the exact same stuff.
I'm going to assume that this is a poor attempt at humor to lighten the mood. Politely ask you to stop. Now please, tell me about Fort Atlas.
There was one more thing. Alright. Sounds like Dr. Hammond wasn't happy with how you ran things.
My leadership got Atlas funded. Dr. Hammond was a genius, but he had issues with authority. He had issues with Bentley too. I sometimes wonder if it was Bentley who was really the problem.
I think that's everything.
Thank you. Let me know if there's anything else. Alright then.
That's it. That was, double-crossed wires. Now we're gonna help the Overseer. And,
You reckon that storm is gonna get worse or better?
see what he's up to. What he's really doing
with a
with all
landslide
this
around
stuff.
the mansion. I wonder how that happened.